authorities, the plans have not yet been approved. They are still awaiting approval at the local authority level, and the submitted plan shows it shows what we call a footprint. That means it's a plan that shows, you know, where the one I showed you just now, where, you know, all those little white blobs, those are actually drawn very carefully and in the dimension on the submitted plans to council. And at Queensway Mall, many of the marketing people have been asked where the 30, 35, 37 blocks, and their only answer is, oh, not yet designed, not yet designed. So, you know, I mean, signed with people's names, addresses and IC numbers, and the postcards are addressed to Tan Sri Dr. Koh Soo Kun, and it says in Chinese, Malay and English that we want a stop to this. He has got emails which are printed out for him, he's got letters, digital, from abroad, from KL. He's got all this in his office.
There was this survey of art structure plan exhibition, and on that exhibition they actually showed Turf Club as redevelopment already. So people actually submitted objections to that. The plan goes to what they call the State Planning Council Committee, of which the CM is the chairman. They decided to gazette it as a structure plan, in which they termed it Turf Club redevelopment.
There are several stages in which these things are approved. The first stage that actually we were very unhappy about was the fact that the Turf Club land, which was zoned as recreational, had been zoned for the structure plan, which is the overall functional plan, as mixed development, right? But that doesn't mean that he has approved the actual exact development plan that is now being submitted. Because a mixed development means it's a mixed development. It can be part residential, part commercial, but it doesn't. It does not indicate the approval of this particular type of development. So, as far as I can say, you know, if a CM has approved in principle that this large tract of land is not reserved for recreational but for mixed development. Now the next stage is when somebody applies for this kind of development, it's got to go through the whole process of getting approval from the local government. And of course, you know, there are all these other studies, transport studies, environmental studies and so on, which have to be complied with. Now, what CM has indicated to us, you know, is that this is a process that he has not looked into the details of, because this actual plan is not submitted to his office. It is submitted to the local government, right? So, whether or not he has looked in detail in the implications of this exact, you know, of this exact submission, I don't know. I mean, privately he might have been informed, or he could have been just told that in principle it's a kind of development that complies, that could comply with the concept of mixed development. But I think that I personally feel that I would say that he is not fully aware of the full implications of this exact submission. I would say that, because I don't see a politician of his position would want to knowingly look at this kind of development and say, I think Penang will accept it. I think he realizes that there are going to be a lot of problems. So I think we should take the view that this is a plan that has been submitted, is in the process of being approved by council. It has not been approved by council. The council has the power to approve it, right? But the state government also has the power to veto it. So I mean, as far as we can see, you know, at the moment, all these issues are pending, right? And I think if you look at the overview, you know, how the Penangites are going to react to this development, negatively or positively, is going to be a major influence on how this development is going to be handled. I mean, you can look at options, right? I mean, if the opposition is very strong, They might even scrap it, right? Penang Hill was scrapped. Right? If the opposition is not so strong, but they want a different kind of a development, lower in scale, more in line with the urban development around this area, then it might be scaled down, right? If, for example, there is no opposition, of course it will go through. So a lot actually depends on how Penangites today and in the next few weeks, are going to react to this political pressure, to have this development approved. I mean, we wouldn't be here if we thought that all is lost. I think all is not lost. I think Penangites have got a reputation for being able to think independently, and I hope in this particular case we can make our voices heard.